in November.
Yeah, that's right. You have that fucking big news.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I want to get
went down to Laura Kimball's funeral, and my family gave me a car, and Andy jerks off in it.
Yeah, no, Andy said he didn't jerk off in your car.
He did. I know he did. I inspected the fucking tissues.
She's got boys.
Yeah,
She's got boys. She knows what's going on.
Kristine Levine, who's here on the Doug Stanhope podcast, Mamu, as we call her. Kristine Levine, as you can find her at Kristine with a K Levine on Twitter. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite comics of all time.
Oh, you're okay too. You're good.
The one that it's one of those, where you go, we got to get her fucking on a DVD, or at least even CD. I'll even settle for CD now, recorded.
What do they even call them now? An album or recording? I don't even know the name. Technology has gotten so far. Right?
I think it's always an album.
Album.
But yeah, that would be a record album. But I think it's still an album. That still works for all around.
It's just an MP3.
I just say a recording now.
You got to get a recording. And everybody's doing them now. And there's no excuse for someone like me to not have. I know that. I know that. There's no reason why I should.
My first 3 were done at the Houston Laugh Stop, because he was the first guy to just mic the audience and have a DAT recorder. And all you had to do is buy 7 tapes for 7 shows and then send it to a guy who knows how to master it.
You don't even need that anymore. And I know kids that are just like, I've been doing comedy for 6 months, and I think it's time I had an album out. I just want to burn all my material. I just want to get rid of all this. I'm like, yeah, because it sucks. Yeah,
you don't want it out there.
Yeah, you don't want it.
I get all these emails from young comics going, "Hey, check out my stuff. I'm just new. I'm just starting out. I know I stink." And it's on YouTube.
Get it off.
Why would you put that out there?
I know.
What do you guys think? Ask your friends. Don't ask the general public when you stink.
Absolutely not. And then
until someone comes up to you and says, "Listen, I'm a professional. You really need to release this," or your friends, your peers in your
right.
Oh, geez, don't put that out.
I actually have my own open mic at home back in Portland, because we got a bubble of comedians coming up, and nobody was telling them that they sucked, and it was awful, because Portland is a very kind town. We're just like, "Oh no, you're doing great. You just gotta speak your truth, and as long as it doesn't piss anybody off,
Right.
You gotta."
That's something I want to get to, because let me say Chad Shank is here,
I'm sorry.
And the fucking whole podcast audience applauds. And Sam Wollaston is here. He's a journalist from The Guardian from London. He's over here hanging out in our Jerkwaterburg of Bisbee, Arizona. And I was talking to him about, I'll get into that later.
Okay, yeah.
But I was saying great things about one of your bits, which I tried to explain to him and just destroyed your bit. It's about thing. And Ggreg Chaille, of course, making the whole thing come together. Yeah, and Andy Andrist is sleeping in a chair. He was before Chad Shank obscured his view. I talked to James Inman on the phone the other day. And I'm only saying this to point out the fact that I'm able to reach James Inman by telephone. What's your excuse?
Oh my God. What? This was not in our notes. We did not discuss this. Did you talk to my publicist, Pennigan?
It's ambush.
Run this by me?
Ambush journalism.
Gotcha,
what say
journalist.
you, Sam Wollaston?
Well, good day.
I asked your fucking the kid here, the guy that does my interviews with me.
Yes.
Nico Prada.
Yes, Nico.
Yeah, I asked him and Andy. I go, so Andy did 2 podcasts in a row, fucking crushing. And then I go, so where can we find your dates? And they both went, oh, where's Damien's at the supermarket? I eventually, the fact that no one has any idea where your tour is going.
We don't know shit. We don't know any. I know. And I don't have a working phone. And I know that that's bad. But I like to think of it as between carriers right now.
Well, you said to me on the phone after you emailed me with this cryptic, "We're coming, we're not coming." It was just the way you phrased it. I couldn't tell if you were saying you are coming down or you're not coming down. but I couldn't call you because your phone is disconnected.
Yes.
So I call Andy, which that's your go-to guy. That's your first link in Chinese telephone. You want to get a message to people correctly and accurately. And he said, well, I got you on his phone. And you said, yeah, I couldn't afford the $385 a month.
That's right. Verizon.
The fuck? Who? Verizon? Did you?
Hold on. There's something to it here. She's got kids.
Yeah, well,
Are you paying for everyone?
I had my husband and me, and then my two kids, the boys on it. But when we've had Verizon for 9 years, and we have a lot of a big data plan or whatever, and somehow it just kept going. It kept going over, and getting more and more and more
data.
So yeah, and so finally we just said, okay, we're going to pay off this last bill and then switch. But we're having a little trouble paying off the bill because it was huge. Anyway, we'll pay it off, and then I'll go and get I don't know, one of those Virgin
burner
Mobile
phones.
I'll get a burner or something or some shit that gets.
This guy's
put on
from
that.
fucking London. He has a phone.
Doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
I have a phone
Well, you need Chaille to figure it out for you.
Where's your dates? You know you're
I have
going
no
tomorrow?
dates. I have
No.
no data. I have nothing.
He's currently
I'm friendless.
open.
Probably you don't know
No,
where you're
no.
going either. Maybe you don't have a plane ticket home.
Maybe I
The
don't.
point is, yes, you can get a phone for $25 a month, so you can be reached for
Not an
professional
excuse,
reasons.
is it?
Anyway,
I will
James
do
Inman has a phone. You do not. I just wanted to rub that in to open the
Are
conversation.
you sure it's not his lady's phone? That
It
he
might
has a
be.
phone?
This begs the question: how does James Inman have a phone?
I didn't really call James Inman, but I think I could.
Out
I
the,
have.
out the door?
I bet you could, yeah.
Open the windows? Part the curtains?
So if you just had your own phone,
Yeah.
you could.
You could do that just
If
like
your kids didn't have every one of them, they're all grown right now.
Well,
is
my son, my youngest turned 18 yesterday.
So you're free. This is like
Yeah.
your 21st birthday.
I know.
Is your son's 18.
I'm smoking a cigarette and drinking wine. Fuck off. You can't tell me what to do anymore.
Well,
I'm
They can't-
making barbecue like a motherfucker.
they can't call you to complain. That's for
No,
sure.
they can't call me to complain. They are texting me though because I'm on Wi-Fi here, and then so they're sending me pictures of their party and stuff. But I know I'm done. I'm done. My youngest one, he's actually in college and he's getting his a diploma and his associate degree at the same
He's in
time.
college getting a GED. Wow.
No.
He's talking about
dyslexic.
working backwards.
What a go-getter.
Yeah,
GED
it's like
I don't know
a
what
Hey,
GED is.
a
It sounds funny, I'm
GED
laughing
is
along. I don't know who
when you
James
quit
Inman is either.
school, you can get your high school equivalency if you
Okay.
pass a test that you would
So it's
pass.
not something
General
to be
education
massively
diploma.
proud of.
None
I'm
of my
massively
children-
proud of mine because I think quitting school is the
none
best
of
thing
my
I ever
children graduated high school. None of them. They
Oh.
all did that.
did. So the kids, he used his GED to get into
Yeah.
what college?
He's at the community college right now, and then he's going to get his associate.
What's
degree.
their mascot? Because I can put them on
Oh,
one of the
fuck,
screens.
I don't know. I'll tell you. Yeah, right.
A sad
Junior
clown.
college, probably. Anyway, I'm so proud of them. I've never had to throw a graduation party yet, so it's been
Oh, wow,
real nice.
yeah.
They're saving me money in the long run.
Saved $50 in Domino's pizza and
Fuck
some
yeah.
pop. Yeah.
Kind of ashtray.
Well, you're kind of in that Andy Andrus position where he used to blame his stay-at-home dad situation.
No, you know what? It's not for me. It's not blame. I just okay. So my husband left me for that lady he met on StarTrek.com because I was touring for a while, and then StarTrek.com got into it, and this fucking Australian bitch ruined my game. So imagine Andy if he didn't have a wife to bring home the bacon, right?
Yeah.
So then I got fucked because my husband left me, and I had to stop touring and whatever. I felt like I had some momentum happening there for a minute. And then I had to stay home, raise the kids, whatever. And then, there's male comedians, if they fucking take off on their kids, nobody talks shit about them. They go, oh, okay, that's fine. You're the man. You don't have to stay home with the kids. But I have to fucking stay home with my kids because they already have, the other parent did fucking abandon them. He already took off on them. So I'm not resentful that I had to stay, but I had to stay. And
You sound
anyway,
like you're gonna cry.
well, I don't want to be like, I'm excited because now I am doing what I want to do. And I am doing what I want to do. And I'm doing that web series Levine Large, I'm making a web series about me, raising fat kids because my husband left me for a lady he met on StarTrek.com.
Well, that's not why your kids are fat, but
No, no, they're fat because we like macaroni.
If I was a
cheese.
listener, that's what I would have heard. I know your story with your kids and your
right.
fatness and your fat kids and child molesters couldn't even lift them out of the window if they wanted to. And honestly, one of the most brilliant comic minds. Sam here, he works for the Guardian, so he has to take that. Well, you joke about things that are, and he brought up like rape.
Yeah.
I go, I don't have rape jokes really. I had one chunk I had to dump because John Oliver did a bit that was so similar. And hopefully no one watches that show, and one day I can bring it back about prison rape.
Yeah.
And that's fine in America, and you can laugh, and even Jay Leno can make jokes.
Right.
But other than that, I don't have rape jokes. And he alluded to the rape trailer. We have a trailer here that someone labeled the rape trailer, and it's stuck. And then someone sent me a T-shirt, which you haven't even seen. It just says rape trailer with a
with a hitch on it.
I was wearing it once.
One for me tomorrow. I take it home to the Guardian. Maybe I'd like to wear that to the office.
I was wearing it once, and I didn't remember because I wear clothes for days at a time. And I ventured out to the farmers market with all the locals, the salt of the earth people, let's say.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh shit, I'm wearing rape trailer T-shirt at the farmers market.
And the poncho guy wasn't there.
But I said to Sam,
yeah, but that's different. They're calling something a rape trailer here is different from doing
and being
rape
out in
jokes
public
in a routine, isn't it?
Yeah, and being out in public.
yeah, but I don't do rape jokes. You said, well, you
What about the time you pissed off the whole of Ireland because
That's right.
got thrown out of
that
it?
wasn't, they boiled that headline. I explained that entire bit to you.
I know, but then I could see quite clearly how they got to that headline after you've explained it to me.
It was a nebulous.
It was a completely legitimate. It was a rape joke.
No, it was an ugly women joke or
okay.
ugly people joke. I'm a heterosexual. Well, I'm gay. I'm openly gay, but I have this heterosexual thing I have to hide behind for acceptance. And sorry, in my act, I always come out as gay all the time, or different. Point being,
wasn't that right after you raped a football player?
No, this is years ago in Ireland.
Oh.
There was some big case where a pedophile, as they labeled him, was released on a technicality, and the entire country, while I were at Kilkenny, was up in arms, literally taking to the streets with protest signs. They're not anywhere even near where it happened, but they're out protesting.
They're pissed off, yeah. Wow.
And it was a statutory rape thing where she was in a pub, and this is to the best of my recollection. She was in a pub, and so he assumed she was of age, but she was underage. She's still fucking, old enough to be served in a pub. It wasn't fucking some 7-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. So I was saying that if I look around at your women and having heard this story, I would be more confused as to what species they are than how old they are. That would be my first question. If I woke up next to one of your local women in a hangover, I would not say, how old is she? I would say, how long can one of these live? So they boiled that down to a headline. There's no rape in that joke. That's ugly women.
Which is obviously fine. Ugly women jokes is okay, is it?
Ugly people.
No, it wasn't. It was ugly women jokes.
Well, they are, but I was saying they're the
by it.
ugliest people in the world. I say that every time I go to the UK. I talk about the knot-headed fucking English, whatever, UK, British.
But you did, that's fine in England, but you did single out women in Ireland. So
Well, that's because that's what the story was about. It's about a man who fucked a woman that was underage, and I said that the women I found to be horrifically unattractive, ugly as shit, to the point where you don't even think they're the same species. I did not ever infer, nor did anyone ever take that as saying the men are really good looking.
So we should have read in. You just meant ugly people, so that's okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I again,
that's like saying, you if you say you stupid woman to someone, you mean you stupid people, isn't it?
No, because women.
If
are
you're
people.
talking about someone specifically,
Yeah.
if as a man I were in the same shoes as that man that was tricked into having sex with someone you thought was of age but was in a bar underage, yes, I would say, what species is this? Because all of you people are fucking ugly.
And you can make
what
the
I
same
was
joke
saying.
if they were like two men that had fucked, and the same statutory case had come up.
But then you said Kristine.
I see where you switch to analytical. That's almost a trained behavior in this.
He's a journalist. He's embedded.
When you're laughing, you don't go through that process. When you're actually hanging out with people that you consider friends, or as me as an
audience in
Kilkenny,
your friends in Kilkenny.
Yes, when I'm on stage, that's how I'm talking to people. The same way I talk to my friends generally.
I want to leave. It's awkward.
I feel left out because I don't know what you guys do, but I didn't know there was
Well,
rules on
somewhere.
what you could make fun of.
This
Yes, there
goes.
are
Then you said
rules.
Kristine
Yes,
had
there are
a
fucking
kind of a
Really?
way of talking
yes.
about rape.
Oh, yes.
that was-
Sometimes they've changed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be arbitrary to who gets their feelings hurt then?
Yes.
Hang on, we're segueing back to Kristine
Oh,
because
is.
as we're having this conversation, I was saying that Kristine has a bit that should be pivotal in the conversation of the whole rape joke scandal, as it were, the internal hubbub and comedy that's been going on for a year and a half now.
Yes, I do that bit in Portland, and nobody will laugh. No,
They used to.
I know. That's what I mean. Like Portland has changed.
I'm
the environment
from Portland,
has changed.
obviously. I'm feeling Portland is good.
Yeah, the whole, but
I love
everything
Portland.
has changed about what
It's like
you can
home.
say and how you say it, and oh god, and it's
The
just very
the
hard to go
basis of
through
the bit is, why is it? Because you can be charged with raping a woman if she's drunk.
Right.
And she made the analogy that, why is it that I can get, it's my fault.
I'm drunk. If I get a DUI, all right, that's me. I chose to drink.
You didn't know what, no one says no one knew, you didn't know what you were doing, honey.
Yeah, you can't.
You're a victim
You're
of
a victim.
drunk driving.
The car was talking sexy to you, right? And then,
I'm not going to make you do the bit.
No, but then if I get drunk on my own volition and a man fucks me, now I can ruin his life if I want. How the fuck does that work? I guess it's okay. I mean, as long as the law is saying I'm stupid, I'm cool. That's good. Why can't I get out of a DUI with that same fucking logic?
It's a legitimate argument.
I like it.
I love your furrowed brow right now.
But right?
No, but I can't see that a car and someone driving a
I'm
car
saying
and
you're
being raped by
drinking.
someone
If
is
you
the same.
are on your own volition getting fucked up, I'm not talking about somebody drugging you. I'm saying that we women have to take responsibility for our actions and where we're at and what we're doing. And we oftentimes don't, especially young women. And then when I do this bit, sometimes women will crawl out of the woodwork and be like, you're victim blaming. I'm like, no, I have fucking children. And when it's cold outside, I tell them to put on a coat. It's just common sense. I haven't been raped since 1993. Know why? Because I don't get fucked up around losers anymore.
Bingo was soft raped by our drug dealer when we first moved here.
I don't even want to know what
It's like it's different degrees of rape. There's hard rape. That's like a guy breaks in your house and you don't know him, and things aren't. You don't die. Maybe
I think
that's a tough.
I
That's a hard
need
one.
to move to Portland now.
Get the fucking weapons.
Bingo went to poorly medicated Bingo. When we first moved here, we met a guy who sold mushrooms. He's an old man with a beard. If you want to jump in at any time, Bingo, please do.
He's a drum circle type guy.
You know the old guy in The Simpsons with the long white beard? You looking out the window, that's a paddling.
Yep, that's a bad one. Yeah.
Looked like that. And he's an old hippie, and he did drum circles, and he had a thing out in a neighboring town, a farm of some kind.
Yeah.
where he had mushrooms. So we went out and Bingo, shaved, bald-headed, still a little bit loopy, trying to get back into society. She loved him. I love that guy. He's so nice and cute and looks like a cute old man. And he said, hey, we do a drum circle on whatever night if you want to come. And she goes, I'm going to go out on my own for the first time.
Oh, God. That's
and
the
she
worst.
went out to this his farm. And he said he did massage, and Bingo used to do massage. That's when I met her. She was doing massage. I met her at a show, and I scheduled a massage for the next day as an easy way to next step forward. And so I'll give you a massage. And so he gave her a massage, and as it went to her groin and penetrated her with his digits, she froze completely, and she couldn't say anything. She went into a catatonic state, basically.
Yeah.
And at some point before he could complete any act, she broke out of it and said, I have to go. There's a barbecue. Now, was that rape?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's assault. Yeah.
And he's taking advantage of mental illness as well. I mean,
Wait, he doesn't know her condition?
Oh, he doesn't know her condition. Well.
But even if he did, I mean...
So that's why we
thinks
coined it
it's
soft rape.
Yeah.
Like, as a boyfriend, I'm supposed to be the guy that's angry.
I'm surprised she went to a barbecue and not to the police. She should have gone to the police.
But when did she say no? When did she
never
say
said
no and tell him no? Do you know what I mean? She didn't want it to happen.
When this guy put whatever he did...
But she didn't do that. She didn't say no.
He was assuming he really thought... I had seen him in the hardware store after we had first been out there, and I said, Bingo loves you. She thinks you're great. And he took it as, this girl has the hots for you. And you're an old man lonely out on a farm, and you think some girl likes me?
Oh, God.
And he thought he did what we would have done at 21 or 17. I'll go for third base now. And she didn't say no, so
Well, I mean...
Again, I'm the guy that's supposed to be the one that's going, you fuck my girlfriend, you fuck with my girlfriend.
There's no doubt that he's predatory, that he fucking, was like massage. Like, who does that? I mean, there was
he's delusional.
Right.
So you're almost blaming mentally ill people for taking advantage of mentally ill people.
Also, you don't want to fuck up your only mushroom connection for a soft rape.
I mean, he took his rings off.
I remember the first time we went there, him talking about a girlfriend, and she went off to whatever, Slab City or something, and I think it might be over because she hasn't called in several months. I haven't heard from her. Like, he was that delusional that... You haven't talked to your girlfriend in several months, so it might be over. But again, he seemed like the most harmless man in the world.
That's not mentally ill. That's just being... He's obviously a bit...
Okay.
He's a bit stupid.
Yes. Beautiful. I'm glad you went there. At what point? Because just like dwarfs... There's a there is a
Brilliant. I'm glad we went to
I'm glad you let me finish my sentence before you furrowed your brow and rolled your eyes. There is a medical a definition. There's a height at 4 foot something. You are technically
4'11",
a dwarf or a little person or whatever the medical term is. And after that, you're just short.
Dwarf is okay, I think.
Yes.
But okay, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There is a line. There's a high water mark or
Threshold.
Where medically they say, okay, now you're just short. If you're higher than this, you're short. So at what point do stupid people, there's an IQ rating between however you say developmentally disabled and stupid. So at some point
like
you can
97.
say, fuck with that guy. He's just stupid. He's not quite retarded yet. And that's basically what you're coming at me with. He's just stupid. He's not mentally, he's delusional.
But there isn't a line. I mean, there isn't a line in that case, whereas there is with the height thing. So
there is with an IQ
rating.
rating.
Think there should be
with an IQ rating
it's easier to measure, I think, when it's
But I'm saying, why is it okay for you to say, well, he's just stupid? He's not mentally ill. He gets no fucking safe quarter. He's stupid. At what point do stupid people...
Yeah, don't make us defend this motherfucker. We don't want to do that, but we're having to. Jesus.
Yeah,
why
are you even defending him? I mean,
what?
If I didn't believe... Everything in my soul wanted to defend my girlfriend, where she will even say, yeah, she couldn't say anything. She froze up, and he didn't know the difference. Like, the guy was not a bad person.
I think soft rape is appropriate.
Yeah.
I like where you landed with
as
it.
a term, not as an activity.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean that.
Not as a
You're
thing
right.
to do.
Yeah, not as a
Accidents
thing to do.
Bingo is not psychologically traumatized by this.
Yeah, Bingo, do you feel
She's
like
back
he
there
hurt
going,
you?
yes, it is.
Did he hurt you? I mean, do you feel hurt by that? Do you deal with it? Did you discuss it in therapy?
Get over here. Come around this side.
No.
Just point that down.
I don't know if I felt hurt. I mean, it was something that I had to deal with. It was fucked up.
Yes.
But I know what happened. I was there. I don't necessarily feel taken advantage of. Maybe people would have noticed that I was not okay with it, but I could not speak. I was just frozen.
Right.
So yeah, it was fucked up.
If you weren't into it, you were taking advantage of.
That's
But
right.
he didn't know.
He didn't know that.
He didn't. He couldn't have known that.
Have you ever had like a one night stand where the next day the girl was like, "Oh, geez, I can't believe I did that."
I'm sure.
When I was young, every time I got laid, it was both parties were fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
made mistakes before. You're like, I can't believe I did that when I was drunk, and she's going, "Oh Jesus, I must have been so drunk. This guy's
and now they're
he's
saying
still staying here.
he
He's
raped-
waiting for breakfast."
We did have one creepy motherfucker in Portland who was one of those teetotaling AA guys, you know, and he would buy female comedians like lots of beer and booze and get them just blackout shithouse drunk and then look how old I am, you know, record them on the phone, sucking his dick, and he's sober. And then that was like, okay, you're raping these girls. Stop it. Like, it is their fault. You know, like I say, like, you take care of yourself for fuck's sake, but you've got this guy that you trust. He's another comic and he's okay, but he's buying you booze and he's sober. I'm saying two drunk people that fuck, that's not rape. But in a lot of our laws, every single state.
The law is biased towards women.
Yes, absolutely.
For a reason, because men don't get raped.
Not as much. And women are, you know, let's face it, we're weak and dumb. Because we can't do it.
There is that attitude. That's
what I
when
mean.
it comes to teachers fucking kids.
Yes, there's a double
if it's
standard.
a male teacher fucking a female student,
Yes.
it's rape. But if it's a hot chick teacher, we
It's
all
high
laugh
fives.
about it.
Yeah, it's a joke.
We don't. They go to prison. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
What is it.
They go,
I know, but
they go to prison for a
the
little
populace.
bit. They don't go
the
to
populace goes, "Where's that teacher when I was that age?"
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah. Over here
and
they
don't,
do.
And they don't
Not
go to
in your
jail
office.
for nearly as long. They don't go to jail for nearly as long. They definitely get like the tap on the wrist. They don't really get
They go to
hot
jail.
female
Especially if they're
teachers.
hotter.
They should
Yeah.
go to jail. You know, it's just, it obviously doesn't happen as much, but
Right.
when it does, they go to jail.
Yeah. In
This
fact, when I
leads
worked
us-
at a radio show, we had a segment called Hot for Teacher. And it was all those female 17-year-old students, 23-year-old hot teacher.
The bottom line to this argument.
I think there's a difference between hot teacher and teachers raping students. I mean, everyone, you know.
No, they're always called rapes because the position of power, you know, the teacher's
yeah, I
always
guess
in the
so.
position of power and the student is always, it's never not a rape. It's always a rape.
I guess so. If I
They
was
always call it
16
rape.
and some of these teachers that are on the news, like, I'm the same way as Sam. Where was that fucking teacher? I wouldn't have called it rape. I wouldn't have told anybody.
I would have told everybody and high-fived, but we didn't have the technology to...
Yeah.
I was trying to fuck everything when I was 14 years old.
Oh.
Fucking sandwiches and people and everything.
And even like that big case out of Seattle, Mary Kayla Torno, who's now married to the boy that she molested.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're
Yeah, that
fucking happy.
anniversary just came up.
Jesus, they've been together how long? 10 years
They
now.
got a
maybe.
bunch of kids.
Two, yeah.
Every one of us are products of pedophiles.
Yeah.
and rape.
Yeah, they make the world go round.
Go through your lineage and find, your great-great-grandpa came back from the war at 22 with one leg and married your fucking 13-year-old cousin, and no one, We keep raising the age of what's an adult because we keep people stupid longer. So the old expression "old enough to bleed" was like a stupid frat guy thing to say, but no. If nature has developed your child ready to produce offspring, by that time you should have trained them the ways of the world to how to avoid it. You don't say, "Oh, you don't do that till you're 18." Ignore those feelings,
right?
Because and to say that a girl student is stupid,
right,
and fragile, a male teacher fucked her, where at 14 I would have fucked the shit out of my teacher, and she wouldn't have had to really coerce me whatsoever. I'm talking from personal experience. We're not. And by the way, just feel free to be disagreeable, and we're going right back to friendly right after this is over.
We're gonna get a lot of mail. I feel like we're gonna get some
a lot of mail.
Yeah. I'd like to say that my daughter made it to 18 without getting nothing happened to my kids. I'm so happy. They weren't fucking molested. They weren't sexually active. They've all maintained. I don't know. They waited till they were 18 or adults and handled their shit right. It's good.
A lot of this shit is in my book about the way I was raised by my mother, who was, like most parents, ill-equipped to raise a kid. When you look back at how stupid you were, even in your 30s, and you go, wow, I could have had a kid when I was 18 or 16.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah. Well, the first time I got laid, I was 13 years old, and the girl told her mom that she thought she was pregnant right afterwards. So her mom and my mom, we all had to go to lunch and talk about it. Yeah.
That she wasn't?
No.
Do you have any stories like that? First of all, Sam you just turned 50 and you have a 1.5-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
right, I think I was starting at the right time. Yeah.
That's like people who are in their 70s who put political signs in their yard still and haven't figured out that it's all a scam.
It's actually not at all alike, but it's a great point.
Yeah. But Sam, it's so funny. You are probably, 50, a much better parent to your child than you would have been if you had them younger. Because I know that I'm 45 now and I would have been a much better parent. I was a good mom, but I would have been even better if I had them later. But then I wouldn't have all this great shit happening now. So whatever.
How much did
that,
let's say late baby or late in your life, has that turned your points of view at all? Do you think of things differently?
So. I do a little bit, yeah. I think
Is it a daughter?
I'm
just curious.
I have 2 sons.
All right.
Yeah.
Lucky.
It's made me more. Yeah, it's made me think about things more. I think I've become more boring.
All right.
More responsible.
Yeah, kids will make you a real snooze fest. That's true.
I think
I
think they do.
Yeah.
Unless you decide not to change at all and just tell your kids the truth about everything and then fuck them all up like I did. That's what I did.
Did you ever try that?
Not yet.
I just told my kids the truth.
Yeah.
I did tell my kids
Bullshit
the truth
them.
about pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I taught my kids how to do drugs. Not taught them how to do drugs, but I was like, okay, here's how to do drugs. And when
you didn't try to scare
We
them.
taught my mother how to do drugs as she aged.
Yeah, I didn't try to scare him or anything, but my son has taken psychedelics, and I totally support that, and smoke pot, and I don't know, they're educated. They know they're not going to ever die of a drug overdose because I told them what to watch out for.
Lime. Sorry.
It's like you're asking for
I think I shit. Well, I think as the cocktails flow, we can get back to heated, but I think I stepped on the dick of your new web series.
Oh yeah. We're filming in November. Levine Large. It's just a show about my me living my life and working at the porn store and raising the chubby kids and going through that shit and why I got a job at the porn store and all the fucking characters.
How many times have you done Portlandia?
every year. So this is my 6th season on it now. I just got the call. I'm doing
reoccurring character.
Yeah. I played Kristine the Swinger.
Oh, that's you're doing. Or you already did, or you're doing?
I'm going to go back to Portland. That's like I'm gonna go home and then go right to the set. Portlandia.
Film a scene with or an episode with Louis C.K.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And Steve Buscemi's gonna direct me again. He's so nice. He's so nice. I guess you wouldn't, kind of be that guy and be an asshole. You can't really.
Hey, your character, are you guys still in the tiny house?
I don't know. I haven't seen the script yet, so
okay.
I don't know anything about it. If we're still humping in the tiny house or if we moved on or what, but I can't wait. That guy that I work with who plays my husband, he's the guy that wrote the movie Falling Down. And
nice.
And
sometimes,
really? Yeah. And sometimes he has never mentioned it and I've never mentioned it, but sometimes I say, you ever just feel like taking a bath to stuff and just getting crazy? You ever just feel like wigging out? And he's like, nope, I never. He never bats an eyelash. He never says anything to me. I'm just trying to break him. I just want him to tell me. I know it's you. I know you wrote that fucking movie.
Chad Shank is a real life Falling Down.
Yeah.
Oh, where's your bat?
Oh,
My
he's
truck.
got it.
But I wrote tire beater on it in case the cops ask me what it is.
But no, I just fell into this. I got lucky. My friend Jessa, her project, she had all this money for this project that she was going to do, and it fucking fell apart in her face. And I was like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me, because then she called me. She goes, I can't get that out of my head. She used to be a tweaker. This woman is so badass. When she was a tweaker, she pulled out all of her teeth and then broke into a dentist's office and made her own fucking teeth and nailed them into her head. You want to talk to this woman. She's amazing.
It makes people very productive, methamphetamine.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to beat the Chinese.
She's amazing, and she's very, very funny. In her own
You just
right.
giggled without processing. Chinese is disrespectful of a race.
You don't nail teeth into your head.
Well, she shoved them up there. She made them,
Okay.
and she shoved them into her soft gums and carried them around. She went like that for 2 years. Anyway, and then she got clean. And then, and she was a comedian, and then she got hooked on meth, and then she spent 10 years doing that. And then she quit, and then so anyway, she's extraordinarily funny, very, very talented, and I'm so blessed to have her come back to me and be like, I can't get this out of my head. I want to play the tweaker. Can I play the tweaker? And I was like, fuck yeah, you can play the tweaker. Of course, you already know how to cluck. You know how to do all of it. So, anyway, so she took this money and she said, let's do this. So we're doing it ourselves, and just hopefully maybe someone will like it. I don't know.
And this starts when?
We'll start filming in November, and we'll probably have it released by March. That's
Nice.
our goal.
Well,
Ugh.
we'll have you back on the podcast
We'll be sure to have you back,
Yeah.
Christine, in the studio.
promote that. You jot that down on your calendars.
You heard it here first.
I don't even want to take a break. I just don't know where we're going, so we should.
Yeah.
Just do that, and then we can come back and do police beat.
Oh yeah, we have a developmentally disabled funny police beat this week. I was going to say retardedly funny, but I was just being politically correct.
Myself.
Yes.
You know how, your grandma still says the N-word? I'm that way
We just had this conversation.
with retarded. I am not giving it up. I'm going to be the old woman that still says retarded.
But I was telling
can't
him
let
that
it go.
I've given up
hate
saying
it.
faggot on stage.
Yeah, I won't say that.
Yeah,
Okay, but
it's and I don't know why.
Retarded is the opposite of advanced.
I need it.
Well, yeah, this is a bit I'm doing in the UK, so
But
don't,
there-
let's not. I don't want to
There's
burn
a
it
whole
now.
Facebook thing.
I'm
stop
terrified
saying
Sam's going to turn on me and fucking put all of my punchlines of my fucking act I'm coming out to in the Guardian.
Okay, so coming up next is Police Beat.
They wouldn't recognize him as Police Beat in the local paper.
Yeah.
They have the on the back page. The only reason people buy the weekly local paper is to read the Police Beat, and it's all the cornball shit that people have actually called the police.
Okay.
Here
He shouldn't read it because
you go.
Chad's gonna read
Yeah,
it. Coming
yeah.
up.
There's
Oh yeah,
something-
don't read that one. You'll hear it live. We'll take a break and get a cocktail, and we'll be right back after these messages that we haven't recorded yet. Great news, kids. The much neglected merch page on my much neglected website has been taken over by Ggreg Chaille. So we have tour t-shirts, podcast t-shirts. We have Pop-Off Vodka Presents t-shirts. Get them before we get sued, before we get the cease and desist. And a whole shitload of CDs and DVDs that span a lifetime. A sad, tragic, bloated lifetime of my fucking horrible thoughts and pontifications. So help me get that shit out of my crawl space. Hey, if you're coming to Bisbee, and a lot of people tweet me that they are, if you're not a comic, I don't really pay that much attention. But if you are staying here, the rule still stands. If you're coming to Bisbee, stay at the Shady Dell if it's available, and I will step away from my book and come have a beer with you. Even Ichabod says, yay on the Shady Dell. TheShadyDell.com, TheShadyDell.com. It's a vintage trailer park. Trailers done to the nines, just like it's 1958. You're gonna love it. I will come down. I'll have cocktails with you. Maybe we burn a steak. I don't know. But stay there. If you're in town and I'm in town, I will see you there. And now back to the podcast, already in drudgery.
This is bingo. You are listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
Did we walk Sam? Right. It would be weird if all of a sudden you weren't a guest after we went to break.
Stormed up in a
That's what it would seem like, yeah.
To Portland.
He walked to Portland, knocked us down.
I don't even care if he writes horrible shit, as long as it inspires him to write.
I think you'll do
he has
that.
to write about fucking British TV. And you know that he's now waking up a lot of mornings going, oh.
Where's my pen?
It was quite funny. It was jolly.
Hey, you read my reviews.
I got a jolly giggle. I got a jolly giggle out of that. It was a quiet romp.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm doing it for you. Look at me.
If you know of any people in critical condition, let me know off to the side.
Yeah.
Just,
Is that a show over there?
no.
I wish that my Living Large show could be in the UK. I would rather it got produced over there than here, because I think that the people that listen to my podcast love like trashy American families more than we do. They just think we're so cute over there. They're like, oh my goodness, what? Look at these crazy.
Yeah, you do. You could pull off like a really actually funny and smart Honey Boo Boo.
That's what I
kind of
mean.
thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, you could be like really.
Except you did it too late. Your fucking kids are grown.
No, my kids on the show are little. Not little, but they're
Oh, it's one of those
she's
dumb
a
fucking
hillbilly families reality show
it's
here.
done now. A reality show about like horrible, obese white trash people raising their obese tiny child to be John
Kids having
Benet Ramsey.
A pageant little.
Who's John Benet Ramsey? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all my references are dated.
20 years
You're
old.
with me. You're my age.
Kristine, what's your podcast?
It's called Living Large. Also,
So it's the same as the
yeah, we're
the
gonna
web
do it
series.
both. Yeah.
No,
Let's throw out some Twitter handles before we go to the police beat. At Kristine Levine with a K.
K and an E at the end. Levine.
Yeah, if you can't figure that out.
Yeah.
And Chad Shank, you know and love, at HD Fatty.
That should be mine. Let's trade. I want that one.
I'm not sure I want to put mine.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I'm at some.
You almost immediately like started towing the company line as soon as you get on this podcast, where you're very gracious to me, and then I immediately went, I don't see why that's not rape.
I'm at Sam Wollaston.
Sam Wollaston.
How brave.
WOLLA. Fuck, I don't know.
ES.
TON.
Yeah.
oh, Wollaston.
Wollaston.
Oh.
ARSTON. It's so much like Sam Waterston.
Who's that?
Fuck you.
Law and Order, the
Kidding?
DA from Law and Order. Or
Sam
early series.
Waterston.
That's the name of this podcast.
what-
What's that?
What's that with Doug Stanhope?
Who are you anyway?
It was
Are you kidding
the
me?
Killing Fields.
Kidding?
The
Fields?
Killing Fields.
Oh, the Killing Fields.
Yes, that's Sam Waterston.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Or my neighbor
I'm a bit young,
Ellie's
I'm
Yeah.
a bit
older
young for
brother.
Killing Fields, but yeah, I do remember.
The movie, not the actual Killing Fields. He wasn't there. He was acting.
Oh yeah, Cambodia.
And
I
Law and
remember,
Order.
yeah,
Law
yeah.
and Order.
Oh yeah, and Law and Order. Okay.
McCoy.
Yeah, that's me. I'm him.
The point is your
At
name
Sam
was.
Waterson.
I
Go to him.
Do you
every
have
time
one of
I
those check marks next to your name?
What's that?
Do you have a check mark?
Verified
Blue check-
on
Are you
Twitter?
verified?
No, I'm
Oh,
not
no
that
one will
important,
find you
no,
then.
no.
yeah, don't worry.
He'll be fine.
I don't have that. I don't have Wikipedia either.
Oh, me neither.
So you can't do the date
You're
thing
so.
with me.
If you were a comic, I would be busting your balls so badly right now, but you're not, and
I'm not a comic.
and you're British,
Yeah.
where manners are. What's a big word? You're a writer.
Paramount.
Make
Paramount. I was gonna say
Hey,
that too,
fucking
Paramount.
bam!
Oh.
I couldn't have written this book without thesaurus.com. I don't know any words.
That's a good thing.
Evident when
Talking's
I
not a
talk
big deal.
off the top of my head, and that's why I'm going to go right now. Breaking news, people. Here's Chad Shank exhaling a cloud of skunk-smelling smoke with the Bisbee police beat. What's going on this week in Bisbee outside of our zombie-proof gated walls of the Flop House at 212 Van Dyke Street, Bisbee, Arizona? 85603. Send it to us.
Putting it.
Yes, always.
All right. That's going in my article as well. We're going to get some
It should,
angry
yeah.
Guardian readers.
I,
Oh my
I,
God.
I dare you.
I will.
I dare the Guardian to headline the story with
I'm not-
what happens at 212 Van Dyke Street, Bisbee, Arizona, 85603.
I have no say on the headlines, but I can very much put it in the copy.
All right.
And with a link to Google Maps, if you like.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Believe it, they know how to get
Yeah,
here.
they tweet the Google, and it's always outdated. Where you go, I had fucking metal palm trees since then. Get a Google Street View with the metal palm trees.
Which are great. By the way. I like it.
Sam Wollaston, Arizona Cardinals fan. I made him pick. I have my teams in the British Premier League, or is it something else?
Yeah.
The English
Premier League.
English Premier League.
I like the sound of the Cardinals. They sounded vaguely holy.
Yes. And as a holy man.
As a holy man.
I'm sorry. Chad Shank is out in the field getting stabbed to death or something. What's going on in the mean streets of Bisbee this week in the Bisbee police beat?
I'm smoking crack. I mean, green crack with Reverend Derek. Oh, you meant in the police beat. I thought you meant.
Medicinally, for the record, if you have children listening, he's smoking it medicinally.
Green crack is the name of the weed.
That is what they sell you.
I just said
Wouldn't
I was
that be
smoking
great
crack
if you,
out of habit. I used
instead
to
of
do that.
Lipitor, you went to the pharmacy and they call it, massive blowjob. That's what we're selling. That's the medicinal marijuana that he's smoking right now is labeled green crack.
Oh.
He's had marijuana before. Wouldn't that be more fun at a pharmacy?
they need to get better about naming their drugs.
Yeah. Instead of prednisone, it's
Right. Diesel.
happy baby
Maui,
fist.
wowie.
So this is prescribed green crack. Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
That is medicinal marijuana that is labeled. We saved up the jars for a while here,
Yeah.
and we would every week he would announce what he was prescribed as a medicine. Marijuana. I can't remember them all.
I don't know. Brian's
But-
song.
Brian's
Oh my
song.
God. This will make you want to kill yourself.
It's for depression.
Yeah. Okay, read what is
Oh,
it? What's
all right.
going on? Let's go.
Hey, what's going on in the police beat, Chad?
A woman from Allegra Place stated that her ex took her name off the vehicle she paid in part for. She wanted half of the vehicle back.
I want to have my vehicle back.
It
These are
seems-
actual 911 calls that have, yes. Okay, what else? What else do you have out there? We're already feeling scared to even be living in this part of town.
A welfare check was requested on a woman who was at the Giant gas station on Bisbee Road. She was standing there, closing her eyes and appearing to fall asleep, and asking weird questions, such as, what does the telephone have to do with a radio?
That's a good
I think
goddamn
that's
question.
one of Bingo's lyrics in one of your songs. Isn't that an Are You Amused? Something like that? What does the have to do with a thing? Anyway, go Chad. I'm sorry, I was off on a personal conversation while you're out in the dangerous streets of Bisbee reporting live.
It's hot out here. Someone threw what appeared to be animal guts on the steps of an office on Naco Highway.
Yeah.
What was the office? They left out
What
a detail.
was the animal?
Yeah, I gotta know more.
We have to. You know what? Come back to us in November, and we'd love to have you back on to follow up on this story.
Where's Naco Highway?
That's where a Safeway is.
Yeah.
Going to Naco.
Oh,
You know the highway that goes to Naco?
No, you take
That's
the
Naco Highway.
left there.
I would guess
left
it's
there.
Border Patrol is the office.
Right
If
near
it's
the giant station.
The giant
Gas
office
station.
on Naco is Border Patrol.
It could be Tacho's Tacos. Maybe it was a delivery. They didn't have a box. The plastic bag ban. Sorry, usually we deliver your animal cuts for your burritos in a plastic bag, but since they banned them, we'll just chuck them on your stoop.
We scoop them out of a...
That's got to go in front of a lawyer, hasn't it?
I don't think we have a lawyer in town.
Who is it? Nacho.
Naco Highway, where
Naco,
Safeway is.
yeah.
I brought you to Safeway. I showed you all the sites. I showed you Morning's Cafe,
yeah.
Safeway,
I
and then
very
we.
much enjoyed my trip.
Yeah, that was a nice time.
A Mexican restaurant there or something.
Oh, Tacho's Tacos?
Tacho's
Yes,
Tacos,
yes.
yeah.
We don't know the business.
I'm-
I'm extrapolating. What could it be?
if they're
Where
listening,
could Flight
perhaps they'd be
870 be?
Right. You're Wolf Blitzer right now.
I'm the guy in the fake cockpit.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Chad Shank.
From Star Avenue, a man reported items missing. A pet tortoise and some black and red bolt cutters.
We have no pawn shop in Bisbee.
Wow.
So
I'm terrified.
that's you get a pet tortoise and some black and red bolt cutters. You're like, I'm pawning this shit. Wait, there's
read
no
some-
pawn shop in Bisbee.
Like-
Motherfucker. I'm
I've
gonna
read
have to
just a
let
bunch
these
of-
things run rogue.
Maybe there's just Satanists here and they're just into some weird shit. Or, I don't know. This is crazy. This is not normal
I
shit.
think the tortoise has something to do with
Yeah,
it.
you guys should
I'm
be
Lester
terrified.
Holt. We'll be right back with NBC Dateline.
Sounds like
Did the tortoise have something to do? Was there something between the tortoise and the red bolt cutters?
Sounds like an ill-prepared getaway.
I think we're focusing on the bolt cutters when that was just used to free the tortoise.
Clearly, yeah.
Built a dungeon for the tortoise. Lived there for 29 years. He had 3 kids with the tortoise. Sorry, I just watched the Netflix.
Yeah.
Joseph Fritzl.
Oh, yeah, I saw
yeah,
that.
I
I
watched that,
forgot
too.
that story, and there's a great Netflix documentary.
Oh, it's amazing.
Joseph
They
Fritzl,
talk to everybody.
Story of a Monster, I think it's called.
Was he in the cellar guy? Oh, no, he was the...
The German
His
guy.
cellar, yeah, his daughter in the
Yeah.
cellar.
Yeah, he was
The German guy that kept his...
the German guy. Not the guy...
Austrian, Vienna.
Austrian, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was-
they're all the same to us since Hitler.
Whatever.
He was Austrian, but Germany gets
Germans.
shit on because of him. They're all the same. There's no perineum between Austria and Germany in the eyes of the Doug Stanhope podcast.
We saved them.
Have I had enough to drink?
Booyah.
Let's keep going.
There's no... What?
Perineum, that's the
little
taint between the vagina and the anus of a woman that they cut when you impregnated and
childbirth.
destroyed your girlfriend, wife's whole undersection by having a baby a year and a half ago. That was the little part that
They
kept
cut
wrong hole
sometimes.
from right hole.
To make big hole.
Uh-huh. I'd like to
Okay.
say my perineum is intact. Never. I squirted 3 babies out, never got cut.
Didn't feel a thing.
Not.
Didn't know what was going on.
Dug a hole. I could have been on that. I didn't know I was pregnant.
Yeah,
My perineum is also intact.
that,
for the record.
that should be your new web series.
So it's not just a... Men have perineums too? Is that what we're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah,
It's
it's
that
your balls
space.
in your-
It's the space
Yeah.
between
It's a medical term.
my
Yeah,
600-pound
it's,
perineum.
when you have the sex change that I'm prepared to have, that's what they cut open to tuck your junk in. Well,
That's not what.
Well, I saw the surgery once.
Maybe you're
early
getting...
Faces of Death kind of era where there was some video.
Surgery stuff,
they try to keep the head of your dick as a clitoris.
Well,
and then they
fillet
cut
it.
open the... Anyway, I'm sorry. This is not happening in Bisbee. What is happening in Bisbee, Chad Shank?
A husband on Tembe Avenue reported that his wife was yelling and arguing with him.
Oh, I'm gonna go. I'll go handle that.
Yeah, and you know what? Sam might have been making that call if his phone worked here.
I would definitely be making that call over that one, yeah. What is it, 911 here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yours is 999?
Yeah, it's easier to remember.
All right. Well, there's different for every country.
Yeah, okay.
I try to memorize them all.
Yeah.
In my spare time, sit on Google.
Actually,
What else?
I think 911 works in England because young kids think it's 911 in England because they watch American.
Ugh.
And what happens when you dial 911? I'm going to dial 999 on my phone right now and see if I can
I don't think it would work
have you arrested.
From Bisbee. From here, I don't think it would work.
Probably redirect.
And then you
to
could be in the
911.
Bisbee Blotter next week and say, the guy called on the British guy that didn't want to talk about rape anymore. And
I think we sound drunk.
Yeah.
Chad, let's get through this police beat.
A caller reported that vehicles were being sabotaged on Van Dyke Street with wires cut on the alternator.
That's this street.
The caller did not ask for officer contact, just wanted to give the information.
And I just wanted you to read that to see what kind of hell life I live in this that's my street.
Yeah.
There's only 3 blocks.
I don't know
Van Dyke
how,
Street.
why we should be locking our doors
It was probably
Did they-
your
all the time.
vehicle. Was it involved in that?
No.
They didn't cut your alternators. It was probably somebody staying in the rape trailer.
Well, but the other 2 blocks are shitty blocks. We're on
Yeah,
the good
we're
block.
sandwiched
Yeah.
here.
We're bad neighborhoods go by houses here. If you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
walk the dogs tomorrow. I think you need
I
to walk
walked
the
them
dogs.
today. I walked them today.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't go. I mean,
yeah,
I
we
didn't-
did
I
walk
didn't
to
move
breakfast.
down
I did not point out the houses that are
I'm
shitty.
not going down there. So to the next block. No, but
All right,
it looks
what-
pretty. It looks awful down there.
It's terrible. Build a wall is what I say. Vote Trump.
Yeah. Which you are doing.
I will.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my. All right. This is my special alarm is ringing. Here, just hand that to me, and I'll. Let's go to a slow close. Go ahead. We have one more. Two
I think
more.
we have 3 more.
This is. I told you it's a fucking banner week.
Wow.
On Head Start Way, a woman advised there was a black vehicle in front of her house with the driver door open and a white male inside with his hand going up and down.
Yeah, I don't want
I got
that shit.
nothing-
That's some
no-
sketchy shit.
Andy
I was
Andrews?
out of town.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's
Andy Andrews.
Anja?
Yeah, next week's police beat with Andy in town should be spectacular.
Oh.
Nature Jack. There was a Nature Jack.
What, that's not legal here?
Go
I
ahead,
know my
Chad.
rights. I
Let's
know my
wrap this up.
rights.
Right? He's gonna call Jay.
A caller from OK Street stated that 2 male subjects at the top of the stairs by the Pima house were dangling what looked like a body over the outcropping. Police did not find anyone in the area.
And no one's reported missing so far as I know.
That
And
sounds quite-
finally, what's that?
that sounds quite serious to me. I think.
Yeah,
I think they should investigate that one.
in a town of 5,500 people, everyone knows where everyone is. You just call.
Right.
They're still
These are just, they're reporting the call that they got.
the actual murders and stuff that take place don't get solved. This stuff just is.
And there's
What I'm
never
saying is
any
I think maybe
follow-up.
that was an actual murder, and they
Well,
should have followed it up.
There was a guy who was actually murdered a few months ago, and there's like nothing. Nobody knows anything in Bisbee.
Yeah, but
That's
actually,
weird.
I think they recently put out a reward because there was no action on
I
that.
think the family did that because they're pissed at the cops.
Yeah, I don't know. But
It seems like it'd be a really bad decision to, in broad daylight, dangle a dead body over an outcropping. That
Yeah.
the police could probably get behind
we don't
that
have
one, find out what's going
CCTV
on.
over here. You can dangle shit off the wherever. Dangle your whatever out of whatever window anytime.
Moving your hand
There's
up
no-
and down.
There's no video over
And
here.
a good-
Moving your hand up and down.
And a good percentage of the people wouldn't be reported missing.
Tell
Yeah.
me when we get off the air. I want to know more about this murder because I would like to. I'm really good at catching criminals. I don't
All
know if
right,
you
I know
this,
who
but-
did it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Or I just want that guy arrested anyway.
All right. No, I'll deal with that.
I just want to blame him for it. All right. Meatwigs is giving you the last call sign of screaming. So
I'm on the last one. Doug.
Last story from the police beat.
In Double Adobe, a man advised he fell and his artificial leg came off. He was also without oxygen. He added he was in the field behind his residence.
So they knew where to find him because he couldn't.
Right.
He's not going to move.
Do you want us to bring oxygen or a leg? I don't know. I don't have a coin to flip.
You
Can
guys
you bring me
figure
a
it
coin
out.
and I'll call you back? All right.
You heard of survival of the fittest.
Thank you, Sam Wollaston and Chad Shank and Kristine Levine, who you can find her on the road if you follow her at Twitter,
Yes.
and Ggreg Chaille for making it all work. Thank you, and send your hate mail appropriately. Play the Matoid and listen to the whole thing and possibly hear some bonus footage.
Yeah. I'm on my way to paradise. 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 I can see it now. This shit it just goes on and on. All I need to know is how to stop it in the motherfucking place for the future. I'm blowing extraordinary, fucking great and wonderful. 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 Then you have to hold on tight until forever. I'm on my way to paradise. I'm on my way to paradise. I'm on my way to paradise. I'm on my way to paradise.
You were the voice of reason. What did you say?
I don't know.
No,
I
you're
mean,
good.
I didn't have kind of good arguments against.
I think you did.
You
I
did.
think- I
It's
think
this
you
guy's
did.
hard to argue against.
Yeah, I think you did. You presented like the moral sense.
Yeah.
That's
More
common.
people will agree
That's
with you.
What what we're saying is rare, and what you're saying is popular.
job.
Absolutely
No,
not.
no,
You-
that's not what I'm worried about. No, I'm not worried
No,
about
but
that.
I'm saying,
Wait till you hear the advertisements that he records later
I
to
think
put in.
you-
That's what you should really worry about.
You presented exactly what everybody would say to us. Like, that's normal.
Right.
That's totally
The
normal.
everyman point of view.
And I think that's what the audience is going to be. A lot of the audience is going to
no,
be.
you'll get a lot of shit.
We will
From
be
the killer
shit. We will
termites.
be.
But that's again
Yeah.
for another part. Like, do you fuck it, just in case it's good, because I really want to know. Yeah, we're rolling. Hey, this is bonus footage because as soon as we stop the podcast, then I start asking questions that I didn't think of. But you do TV critique for The Guardian, and I know that as a comic,
Yeah.
even as outlandish as the material might be to some people, I will get shit for the most mediocre things.
Yeah.
Like people will get upset where I'm, between rape and abortion, let's say, I say diabetes as a segue, and someone goes, "My dad died from diabetes."
Right. They only hear the word.
You don't have a position where you're not a inflammatory
Not
kind of
really.
but
No,
you
I
still get shit.
Oh, I get a lot of shit. Yeah, I get an immense amount of shit for every piece I do. Yeah, with people complaining about things that I've written. Yeah, I get that.
Because I tried to do a podcast when he came in last night. I had like a bunch of questions ready, and the idea was to put him like right into the fire. He comes off a 14-hour flight with 2 changes or whatever, and then a 2-hour drive, and sits down with a drink, and oh wait, here's a microphone in front of you.
That's what happened, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I bailed on it because I don't have the heart to fuck with someone that's like already. Yeah, it was sounded funny in my head, but as soon as you sat down, I could see the road weary, and like, all right, this was funny in theory, but I can't do that to people.
Yeah.
But
what were you going to do?
Well, just read all those dumb questions I read, but do it like real serious.
Okay,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I get a lot of. Well, you can under my review, if you looked underneath, there's a lot of readers can say whatever they want about it. And
I
in the
didn't
comment section.
Oh, that was my point. That in preparation for that, I was searching.
No one says what a very well written and researched and witty review you've written there, Sam. I don't really get that kind of comment.
Do you read the comments? And do they hurt your feelings?
Yes, and yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you are kind of an inflammatory guy.
No, I read.
Well, he's saying almost everybody disagrees with.
I know.
But that's the problem that we have too. Only the people that disagree with us are going to fucking get online and like be a bitch about it. Yeah. People that agree with you are just they don't say anything.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Sorry, I made the mistake of eating a cherry, thinking I could go quickly off mic. But I read a bunch of reviews, and British TV, we've all agreed, is pretty mild.
Yeah, compared with
So yeah, you wrote a review about a documentary about bears.
Yeah, I did.
And I read that, and I'm like, oh God, fuck it. If anything, I hope I give you some inspiration to write negatively or not.
Passionately, I think you want passionately.
Yeah, I was hoping he got fucking even more wound up, but the point is
more interesting than those bears. They caught the salmon.
Thank you very much, but I know that just doing that, you have to get people that haters gonna hate even at an elderly age where they have to shit on your critique of a documentary about albino bears, and someone's probably called you racist for it.
Did I get that?
I don't know. I didn't read the comments.
Oh my God.
He didn't seem surprised at all.
Oh God. Whoa.
Do you remember like any like really attacking?
Yeah, what's the worst one?
Comments.
Yeah.
No, they're not. I mean, it's usually I can't believe anyone gets paid to write this shit. That's the kind of standard thing I get. Things stand out.
Everybody thinks they could do your job.
And yet they're reading it.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're writing it, but you're reading it.
Do you ever respond to them, or are you not supposed to?
No, I'm probably supposed to do more than I do. I mean, it's supposed to, and actually, if you do, then it's better. The debate becomes the level gets a bit higher.
You don't feel like it feeds the fire more, like it just makes it.
I mean,
I think it was.
I don't read comments or give a fuck.
I'll just say some comedian on a show where I got death threats, and I'm like, everyone gets death threats. It's the internet.
Yeah.
I'll fucking kill you. Like it's.
Yeah. They all say it. They all do it because these kids just don't have any. It's not it's a new generation. They don't think that's real.
Yeah, not in a like I'm gonna be at your show, but yeah, what people call death threats as though they're a victim.
Myself, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, fuck you. I hope you die. I'd fucking cut your throat if you were on fire. Like but
Whatever.
people will extrapolate that as though it were an actual, I'm going to be at your show at the theater and there's dynamite under the stage and it's Black Sunday for everyone. And people extrapolate those emails to promote like they're more important than they are. Anyway,
I'm real
this is
scared about
bonus
this,
footage
guys.
that came on after we already played the Mattoid.
Hold on, no, we didn't.
What?
We didn't pick a song. I just kept it rolling. Remember that one time though, that the father of a gal who committed suicide and then had written to you or something?
I get a lot of suicide, way more than you ever know. You get sent out to a fucking Colonel Kurtz kind of situation here, but yeah, he was some guy's daughter committed suicide, and when they did, he said forensics on her computer. She was listening to my first bit about suicide from, I think, Die Laughing.
Right, yeah.
And
Life isn't for everybody.
Right.
That one.
And I baited on. I go, you know what? How about maybe you're a fucking terrible father? I was just I had enough of this shit. And it was after a string of suicides from fans that had warned me they were going to kill themselves.
And we were going to be in their
And
town.
did,
Yeah. And not only that, you know what? My best friend, Emily, waited till I was here with you to kill herself.
Oh, that's right.
Waited. We did it on purpose because she knew that I would be here with people who would know how to handle me and her, would know how to take care of me in that situation. She knew that I would be okay.
Yep.
That's what we do. We pour out a 40 and we
Yeah,
just
that
keep
guy,
walking.
he said, and then I went deep into his shit. And like, first of all, okay, wait, this is your stepdaughter.
Wow.
First of all,
Oh my God.
yeah, if I had the skills to be a hacker and I was that age where you're that young, I would be fucking some people's stuff up. But I'm just old and I'm just saying, like the technology that you have. Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry. The technology that you have now, when I was that bored of a young person and had all that time, when I was baiting pedophiles for that book that you don't know about.
If it had been that easy.
Yeah.
So what you would have done? What I don't quite.
I would I would find people's shit and fuck it up like hackers do, like Anonymous does. I love Anonymous. They're so good and kind of righteous.
Gone to comedians saying that this is what you did to my. I didn't quite understand.
No, I'm saying that in that instance where that guy came at me saying I was responsible for his kid's death because she listened. It was like the old, was it Iron Maiden or whoever?
Yeah, PRMC.
Who was the big lawsuit?
Judas Priest.
Judas Priest.
Yeah.
With Tipper Gore.
Just telling me like I've tried to talk people out of suicides and failed, and so I was pissed. And just with my limited knowledge of technology, I could find out everything about this guy and fucking ruin him. Yeah. Like ruin his argument, destroy him just on a debate
ruin his
level.
Credibility, yeah.
And I'm like, I go, you'll never do anything about this. I guarantee you, you will never do anything about this because you didn't really care about your stepdaughter. You're doing this for attention. And I did this whole fucking...
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Never heard from him again. Actually poked him a couple more times.
Blew his
hey,
head
did
off.
you forget your fucking daughter? That's not even really your daughter, I found out. Yeah. And that was only because I was personally provoked. If I was just young and bored, like in the old days of the beginning of the internet, and I had any skills, I would be fucking Anonymous so hardcore. But now I'm just an old dude that would prefer to have a Negroni and close the night out. That's the bonus footage of the podcast.